1/5 of the way to 100. So we built out a sales marketing team, and we have, different strategies for how we're going to go to market with this. We're looking to, as we said, have 2 phases, right? Where you have the phase 1, which is getting as many of our friends on it, or people, or their friends' friends, or just getting students on it, and then giving us feedback on what to improve upon. And then phase 2 is where then we push it to the rest of the students. We get educators on board, and we get the organizations on board as well. But one of the main things that someone in the marketing team brought up was, hey, why don't we have a competition between all of Greek life, or all the clubs, where if the club that gets the most people to create an account on Archi, we donate like a sum of money to their philanthropy, right? So this is something that we could post on our Instagram, something that we could push during when they're tabling, or outreaching them, and posting it all over social media. Like this is a surefire way to get money into your philo. We're donating to charity, and then trying to get people onto the site. So we think it's all a good way. We have a whole strategy doc written up now after our meeting, but our goal, or my goal at least, is to get 100,000 users by the end of the year. And look, I'm the type of person that I set goals that seem crazy to other people, but to me, if we play our cards right, we probably should be much higher than that. If the software, if the social media site is good and people actually like using it, you shouldn't really have a problem spreading it like wildfire from school to school. I'm sure Facebook had much faster growth than that, and that was in an age where no one even used social media at all. Now everyone uses it, so I don't think it should be too big of a problem. We just have to push the right buttons and use the right strategy. So next is rejection, and kind of your mental state when you get rejected, especially in sales and even just in life. When things happen, you get rejected. The first time you get rejected in any area, it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna hurt. And I've just noticed, I've started to see my emotions and see how I act after I see feel rejection, and it's so interesting to see the different emotions you go through, and it's kind of very similar to the stages of grief, where it's like a manifesto of whatever the fuck. You're angry sometimes, you're depressed or whatever about what happened. But kind of what I learned, and what sales really helped me with, is it's just a numbers game, right? Some people it's not going to be the right timing, some people they don't want to do it. But then you're going to have the 2% that are hey, maybe, yeah. And then the 1% are hey, yep, let's do it. Right. And obviously the numbers are different for different products and services, but the idea and the general principle of there's people that are going to say F off, and you just have to accept that that's how the world works. Some people just aren't going to be on your frequency, aren't going to need what you're offering. And I think I'm getting a lot better at that. And I think that's a very valuable skill to have, to not fear failure, and to be able to handle rejection. So that's kind of why, for anyone, I would recommend sales. It's a great way to learn that skill. And, I'm still young, so I'm still working on it, but I'm definitely grateful that I've been put in these situations. So lastly is the coaching update, the discipline coaching idea that I mentioned in the last video. I'm really going for it. This is the first time I've done warm outreach to my friends, and it's surprisingly scary, because it's these people already like you, and now you're selling them, and for some reason selling someone something, even though I'm providing something for free, coaching people how to build more discipline. I feel it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but for some reason psychologically it is in my head. And so when doing the warm outreach, it just felt weird. Especially the first couple texts, I didn't really want to send it. But after sending them, you get repetition. You start to not care anymore. And I have a few people that are interested. I have 3 people with scheduled meetings this weekend, and then a couple people that are also interested and maybe might want to join later down the road. But my plan is to use my friends that want to do it and coach them and really define the process, make the product really good, because first of all, like, that's probably number one in any business, just make the product good. That's what we're doing with Archi too, right? We're getting students on it, and we're getting feedback on what's wrong with it, what's good with it. And then based from that feedback, we're going to change what we've developed. So I think in the same way, I'm going to take the same approach with the coaching lessons. And when I do the first couple coaching lessons to my friends, and I'm going to do it for free, and I'm going to try and help them as much as I can. But there's going to be some things that I'm missing and some things that I can help in different ways. And so I'll tweak it, and then eventually I'll start doing cold outreach. And now when I'm doing the cold outreach, I can start charging money because I have a more defined process and an actual product I'm confident in, right? If I'm just, I'm selling it to I'm helping my friend on a call for free. So I'm basically kind of, in a way, doing them a favor, but because I'm trying to build it into a business that replaces my current income, it ends up being like an even transaction if they're wanting to build the skill. So I think it's a win-win, and I'm gonna, do the 3 calls over the weekend and really see what needs improvement, improve upon it. And my goal is by the end of July to replace my car sales income. So I calculated that should be like 20 clients. So right now I have like between 3 and 5, but they're not paying me yet. So I need 20 paying clients every month, and I'll replace it. So that's the goal. And then the goal after that is to produce more content on this channel and through other modes, like through other short forms, and build out some paid courses so that I can sell them and substantially increase my income. And then I'm going to start pumping out content to try and drive traffic and build my personal brand finally. So I'm really excited for it. It should be really interesting. But yeah, I honestly can't wait to not have a boss anymore. So that's what we're planning on.